Good morning. I'm coming to you live today with my amazing friend, previous client and magical collaborator, Anastasia Gerali, who is an abundance activator and expander of human potential, as well as a clinical hypnotherapist. And she's going to be joining us today because we have a very exciting and special announcement. Here she is. Okay, how do I bring you on? Where's the little button? Maybe you can request, here we go. Here she comes. Go live. So we're going to be talking all things wealth expansion, because that's one of the areas where we connected on the most. Hi, Anastasia, welcome.
Welcome, welcome.
She's joining us live from, you're still in Cyprus, right?
I am. I'm in the Mediterranean. As you can see, it's super sunny, so I had to find a shady corner.
Beautiful. And yeah, we love to talk all things wealth expansion, the both of us. It's something that we're very passionate about. It's something that we're very passionate about supporting other women to experience. And Anastasia, why don't you start with telling us a little bit of like your story and your rise to abundance, your inspirational, magical things that have unfolded in your life.
Absolutely. Thank you, darling. So obviously, very similar to Sarah, we're both kind of multi-passionate creative entrepreneurs. Coming from that background of the struggling artist, and I put it in inverted commas because this is sort of like a collective wound that needs to be healed and a collective belief that needs to be reprogrammed. That was one of the things definitely that kept me from my next level in my business, in my life, in my relationships. Everything was that artists always have to struggle, right? That creatives always have to struggle. And it seemed like a common story in my circle, particularly amongst other artists and creatives and entrepreneurs. And in order for me to rise to my next level, it really required me to take radical responsibility for everything that I'd created in my life, including the struggle. And from 2016 really until today, not only have I completely transformed the way that I show up, I've completely pivoted careers, and this was not something that was uncommon to me. I pivoted many times before, except without much success. So it's not like I didn't try. I was always trying. But the thing that took me to the next level was taking that radical responsibility for the struggle that I was creating in my life and in my business. And healing, releasing, rewriting, reprogramming that whole belief system that supported that story and therefore created that life in order for me to step into a timeline that I always knew was possible, that I always knew existed, but for whatever reason, it just wasn't available to me. It was just beyond my reach, right? Very much, especially in the coaching industry, we kind of make that 10K month like a landmark, if you will, or a milestone for success. If you're making that first 10K and then consistently thereafter, that means that therefore you are a successful or you are good at your job, right? And that was very much my experience in the beginning of my coaching journey. I was trying to get to that 10K number, and what I didn't realize was actually I was limiting myself from my limitless potential. And when you can remove those conditions, then you can really start to have fun and you can start to tap into your creativity. And it was when I really just allowed myself to not have that as my milestone for success, because I believe that the bigger the impact, the bigger the income. And I truly believe that I'm capable of a massive impact in this world. And once I leaned into this truth, once I leaned into creating from this space rather than creating from needing to validate that I'm successful, that I'm good at what I do, then my income beautifully rose to meet me where I was at. And I actually completely bypassed that 10K milestone. I never even saw 10K because I jumped from 7.5 to 13. And I was like, what? That happened overnight. And this is really like testament as well to my work with you, because you were my first money mindset coach and you were my first copywriting coach. Although that was in a completely different business and completely different industry, a lot of the things that we'd worked on and that we'd spoken about was quite relevant to me breaking through that glass ceiling, to me surpassing that plateau. And I feel like so many creatives and so many coaches will plateau because they've placed these conditional limitations on, if I do this, then I will receive this. And therefore, they're creating programs and services and products and packages from that conditional place, and therefore limiting their ability to receive.
Amazing. I love it. And that's why I'm just so excited that we're coming together to have this conversation, because we both have these, you know, really complementary pieces to this conversation. Mm-hmm. And obviously Anastasia's superpower is really working with shifting the unconscious stories, patterns, and resistances, which, you know, working with the stories, like that's your in, right? Like that's when you notice what are the thought processes that are happening, what are the stories going on that are guiding my decision making. And then once we start to bring objectivity to that and really, you know, see what's going on inside this computer that's like really generating all of our results, then we get to go underneath that and, you know, discover what are those unconscious emotional patterns that very often are rooted in experiences we had in childhood, or just stories and emotional patterns that we've picked up culturally, you know, socially. Everybody's family is different. Everybody's social background is different, you know, especially in this audience, everybody's from different countries, from all over the world. And so we all have this very unique combination of stories and beliefs, emotional patterns, and ways of emotionally responding to and creating things in our life. And that's something that when we take the time to really look at it and bring, you know, that loving, compassion, attention, we get to shift it. And when we shift those deep patterns, magical things happen, right? That's when you experience like what Anastasia was just talking about, like those quantum leaps from like feeling like you're struggling and pushing to get somewhere and you're not quite there yet, to suddenly just it all being in your reality.
Suddenly arriving, right? Pushing to get there and then just arriving. And I love that you're using the word stories, right? Because obviously one of your programs is Stories That Sell. And with that same kind of concept in mind, it's your stories that are also keeping you from selling, right? It's your personal stories that are keeping you in that financial bracket, in that emotional state, in that space of feeling stuck and stagnant. And to your nervous system, when you are stuck, when you feel stuck in your life, to your nervous system, that is equal to death, right? And when we're feeling stuck/dead, what do? We go into our survival patterns, right? And these are all based on our trauma responses. When you have healed the trauma, that survival pattern, so that SP, then becomes your FP, your familiar pattern. So it's no longer creating from a place of survival, but maybe even just from a place that is familiar. And when we're talking about next level, your next level isn't familiar to you because you haven't been there yet. You need to be able to rewrite those familiar patterns so that you can start tapping into your next level and creating from that next level space, because that is how you collapse time. That is how you literally manifest. To manifest means to make real your dreams, your desires for abundance, expansion, for creating more impact in the world. And bottom line, the bigger the impact, the bigger the income. The income is just a beautiful byproduct of you expanding your impact.
Yeah, so we're so excited because we're collaborating on a free masterclass for creatives, creative entrepreneurs, coaches, healers, anybody who's interested in going bigger, making a bigger impact, making a bigger income, and doing it in a way that's aligned, that's, you know, as effortless as possible. We're not interested in the hustle. We're not interested in the push. We're not interested in fighting against programs that we're not looking at, that we're not taking care of to shift. And It's going to be really epic. So we're going to guide you through these processes of helping you to identify what stories are going on for you at the moment. What is it, what programs are you running that are making it feel like your next level is like far away or is hard or you're not good enough yet, or you have to do like A, B, C, D, E, F, a million steps before you're going to get there, which maybe this is resonating with you, particularly when it comes to marketing. If you're in the story of like, oh, I need to like set up this, or I need to be better at this, or I need to, whatever stories are going on, it's by recognizing those stories and shifting them and shifting the patterns underneath them that suddenly you open up to so much more creativity, so much more inspiration, and so much more power to create instantaneous, seemingly effortless results. So I put the link in my bio. It's called the Wealth Expansion Masterclass, and it's limited spaces. So definitely go and register to grab your space. It's going to be a 2-hour workshop. We're so excited to bring this to you, and we'll be there to support you to really understand these concepts and these practices on a deeper level, so that you can walk away feeling that shift, that immediate shift, feeling connected to so much more of your power, so much more of your creativity, and like the things that felt hard before aren't even a thing for you anymore. And you're so driven by your inspiration. And that's the space where really creative solutions come up that will allow you to quantum leap and speed up your creation of your results that you desire.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. I'm really excited to see as well who these coaches and creative entrepreneurs are that are ready for their next level, right? Because we don't dilly-dally. You and I have both burnt out. So you and I both know what it means to hustle. And I'm sure that so many creatives and coaches may even be in that hustle state, or definitely have been through this hustle state. So they're ready to create from a place of ease and fun and inspiration. And that is literally something that ripples out into all areas of your life. It's not just for your business, it's for every area of your life that you get to create from a place that is fun and expanded and inspirational.
Yes, thank you so much for coming and sharing with us over here on my channel today, Anastasia. Thank you so much for everybody who's watching this. If you watch the replay, let us know, leave us some comments, leave us your questions, and go and click the link in my bio and register for the Wealth Expansion Masterclass.
Absolutely. And I'll be sharing that same link in my bio as well. So looking forward to meeting you all and helping you to expand and quantum leap.
Yay. Thanks, Anastasia. Thanks, everyone. Have an amazing day. Bye.
Bye.